We were sitting in a row waiting to find out what's going on, and everyone just went, yes! And you looked over at me and went, SmackDown 2, and I went, ah!
Greetings guys, it's Team Clock back again for your listening and viewing pleasure. I'm Graham, he's Martin, and this is a new TC topic. Today's topic comes from Chris, who wants to know what are our most memorable moments in gaming. So,
Yeah. Oh God. Well, you're going to me straight away.
Yes.
Boom and hell, leaving it on us. Right, okay, fine. Oh God. See, the thing is, I've got to look back as, you know, when I was kind of like growing up in terms of games. Not necessarily when I first started playing it, but having said that, that has to be probably the best moment in my life was playing Sonic the Hedgehog for the first time, which I've mentioned before in another video.
Yeah.
Going to Children's World, which is a toy store from the 80s, and picking up that controller and playing Green Hill Zone and not having a clue what I was doing, but just being totally just lost in that world and thinking, I need this. I need it in my life right now.
Yeah.
Did get it that Christmas, I did get it. The Mega Drive, or the Sega Genesis, and just everything changed, you know what I mean? It was just so much fun. I played a lot of the games on my own, but sometimes my dad would pop in, you know what I mean, and we would play like Super WrestleMania or something like that, or we would take turns on Tasmania, which again wasn't necessarily a great game, but back then it was awesome.
Yeah, there was like loads of platforming games that were really good.
So that was the first one that kind of springs to mind for me, is like getting into gaming from the get-go.
See, mine's kind of on a similar vein to that. Rather than it being a specific moment in a game, it's about an experience. And I have mentioned this, like you mentioned Sonic before. This is something I mentioned on a previous video.
Yeah.
So I'll set the scene for you. It's Christmas Day, about 1992, 1993. I can't really remember what it was. I had a Game Gear, and I'd asked for a bunch of Game Gear games for Christmas. So I raced downstairs on Christmas morning, all excited, started unwrapping my games. There, I had all of the games that I'd asked for, but they were for the Mega Drive, not the Game Gear. And I was gutted because my brother had the Mega Drive, I had the Game Gear, and I was devastated. So I piled them all up in a little pile, and I was about to slide them across to him and say, "You can just have these." And then I took a little look at my little pile of presents, and there was one great big box at the back, and I thought, "Hang on a minute," ripped the paper off. And it was my Mega Drive, and I had no idea that I was getting it, and that was just the feeling. I remember just utter elation. Elation, because there was all these games that I wanted, but in a better format. Being able to play them on a big screen rather than on a small screen, and I was just over the moon. And that sticks with us. More than any singular moment in a game. So for me, this was more about the experiences that I've had. So it comes down to things like I thought about FIFA. FIFA not in the traditional sense of it's a football game, yes, absolutely, and I can sit and play that on my own and go through the leagues and whatnot. But when we get together as a group, and we have a couple of drinks, and the Xbox or the PlayStation comes on, it's pretty much a guarantee FIFA's going on. And the fun that we have playing FIFA, it's just you just got everyone's tense and everyone's screaming at the telly, and it's those moments that have kind of like brought us together as a group, and it's like everyone's having a laugh, and just I love it.
FIFA's great. I mean, obviously I'm not a football fan, but I love playing FIFA, and I love it when it's 2-on-2.
That's it.
You've got a partner, you've got to pass each other, and it's when someone screws up, it's so funny.
It is,
because you love your mates, but I just want to have. It's like, what are you doing?
It is. It's the stress. It's the stress of trying to, because you're like doing your best, and you're like, I want to play this pass. And you play it, and the other person's like just wrong direction.
It's either wrong direction or one direction. I need to say one direction there. So it's either wrong direction, or it's when they've got the ball, they're running up the pitch, right? And you're just like, go on, score, go on. And they press the wrong button.
They're just skying over the bar.
Sky over the bar. You know what I mean? Or they just tap it or something like that, and it just gets caught, and it's like, you've got to be joking. So that's a big one. I'm thinking, oh God, no it is. I had one, but then we started talking about FIFA and my mind's gone. What was it again? It was us, yeah. Whenever we got together, it was awesome. I remember this, and this is very, very specific, right? We were at school. It was on the run-up to SmackDown 2.
Oh, yes.
What was it called again?
SmackDown 2?
Yeah. Or didn't have a title.
No, SmackDown 2.
Just SmackDown 2. So, SmackDown 2 came out. You got a copy of it.
Yeah.
Right? No one else did, the group. And then we're at school, and because the heating packed up at school, that we had to leave the school.
Yeah.
And it was around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it says, you must now leave the school.
Yeah.
And you went, and we were in PE.
I can't even. God, how can you remember it that specific?
I remember. We were in PE. We were sitting in a row waiting to find out what's going on, and everyone just went yes. And you looked over at me and went SmackDown 2, and I went oh my God, SmackDown 2. So you went right. Get home, get changed, come round mine within an hour, and then me, you, Pip, and Scott sat there all night.
Yeah,
all night and played SmackDown 2,
awesome.
And that was just. See, again, it's moments with your mates and stuff like that, and that it will stay with me.
And similar to that, kind of like game release days, because game release days, things it used to be. There used to be the four of us, me, you, Scott, and Pip.
So
we used to get on the bus and go down to the shop and get your food, and then it was like, should we hang around in town for a bit? Nah, let's just get home. You used to get off the bus and practically run home so you could start playing the game.
Final Fantasy VIII.
Final Fantasy. Mate,
when we got Final Fantasy VIII, that was weird.
Every Final Fantasy game from about 8 through to 10.
12? To 12. Even me and you did 10-2.
Yeah, we did.
Me and you went down to Morrison's to pick it up.
But
like kids, do you know what I mean? That was awesome.
But in terms of most memorable moment in video games,
also that wasn't even your most memorable.
No, my most memorable I can give you easily, no problem at all.
Right.
It's a 24-hour moment.
Ah, right. Okay.
And it's Game Blast.
Game Blast. Okay.
Game Blast for me is the most fun that I've ever had in something video game related.
Really?
It was so good.
I know we all liked it and we really enjoyed it, but I didn't realise it meant that much.
I think it was just everything, because it was getting together and just, I mean, we get together occasionally and we'll play games for a couple of hours, but this was just getting together, playing games, having a laugh for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And not only that, but there was so much more behind it, because it was for a charity. It was for special effect. It was because something that meant so much to us.
Yeah.
So we knew for every minute, and it sounds great playing games for 24 hours, but once you've been playing for like 12, 13 hours, it can get a little bit tiresome.
Yeah, definitely.
But it was like when we started to get tired, it was just remembering why we were doing it. And when we got to the end of that day, it was just, when we watched that clock count down, and it was that was just fantastic. And then when we did it again this year, and it was just, we had everything a little bit more kind of professional. It was things like when we were playing, we were waiting for the little sound to go off to let us know what had a donation. My God, it was so good.
One thing I've got to say, I mean, last year was great. We tried to do everything we could in a short space of time with the equipment that we had.
Yeah.
This year was a little bit different. For me, it was a weird journey for me, because I took it. It was the most important thing that I was doing at that time. Doing all the build up, doing the videos. You know, the first videos that we did as Team Clocked are on there from February this year, and that changed everything for me. And like putting all that work in was just awesome. And the nervousness of putting all that effort in with all the little promos that we did, and setting up the channel, setting up the Twitter, and everything like that, and then getting to the day and doing it, and then realising that we're raising obscene amount of money.
We did.
Because of the effort that we put in, and because of the way we put ourselves out there. And that little jingle when the donation was just,
it was so
unbelievable.
It kept you going, and every time it went off, it was like, this is why we're doing it.
And that was the thing for me as well, because obviously I was really, really ill. And it wasn't even just a cold. I mean, 2 weeks after that, I was still really, really ill. So it was probably one of the worst illnesses I've had. And there was always moments then when I was like, I need to go home.
Yeah, you did a couple of times.
And I was like, I need to go because I'm that unwell. But then, like you said, I remembered what I was doing it for.
Yeah.
And the effort that we all put in, and the laugh we were having, and that kept us going, and I did the full 24 hours. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I was over the moon with that, like absolutely over the moon. So Game Blast was fantastic. Yeah, that was really, really good.
It was.
Yeah, it was cool.
Cool.
Spot.
So there you have it, Chris. Thank you very much for your questions.
Cheers.
Those are our most memorable moments in gaming. But what are your most memorable moments in gaming? Is it much like ours, where it's an experience with friends, or is it just a single moment in a particular video game? Let us know in the comments below. As always, hit those like and subscribe buttons. Follow us on Twitter. I'm GrimmyD1. He is the Digital MB, and we'll be back with another TC topic soon. Until then, thanks for watching.